Hi everybody, it's Debbie here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video and deciding to watch today. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And I hope everyone enjoys what I'm going to share today. So this is a little bit of a journal with me type of video. I'm starting a new one because I've left one that I'm currently working in at home, and I'm packing up the old house here this week and getting things ready to put the house up for sale. So I just decided that I would start a new smaller journal, and I will probably finish this one up, and I may go back to the other one at a later date. But in the meantime, I've just put together a little journal. I had one of these little notebooks on hand, and this is the standard size notebook to fit in a traveler's notebook, the original standard size. I cannot remember where I ordered this from. A few years ago, I ordered a whole bunch of traveler's notebook inserts before I started making my own. And this paper is luscious. It's thin, but it's so smooth. And I really wish I could remember where I got it from, because I would order some more of these. I think this is the last one of this type that I've had. It's been a while since I had a notebook that was this nice. So paper is everything, is it not? Yeah, I just love the way this feels. And it's not white, it's a really creamy color, so it's absolutely gorgeous. And because I don't have a ton of art tools here, I do have a little pack of my Staedtler watercolor pencils, and I love using watercolor in my journals. Okay, I have this piece of cereal box here, or it's not even a cereal box, it's an ice cream bar box. I'm just going to shove it under here. This has been gessoed, just a fine coat of gesso on it, but I'm going to stick it under here to protect this page. Then I'm going to take my water, and I am going to see if I can get a nice fine spray on this. I'm going to just dab some, or spray some, dab some. I'm going to spray some water over my page, and I made it quite wet because I want some nice colors out of these watercolor pencils. Then I'm going to just take some blue up in this corner. And I'm just going to lay down some pigment like this in the water. And then I'm just going to take my paintbrush. I hope my paintbrush is clean and it's wet, my paintbrush. And I'm just going to move this around a little bit. Now I think I need a little bit more water up there. So I love using just one of these spray bottles from Dollar Tree or Dollarama, and I just add. So I need more pigment. There's not enough there. I haven't played with these watercolor pencils for a long time. Oh, that's better. The lead's starting to feel a little bit wet. It's feeling more like paint now. There. I'm going to blend this out a little bit. So the pigment is sticking a little bit in the places where the gesso is. I can see it sticking. So I'm going to take this very wet page. I'm going to turn this over like that to the back of the box so that I don't get that as much. I probably will still. This paper is so fine. So fine. And then I'm going to, do I have enough water up there? I think I do. I am going to take my red, and maybe the other red. There's two reds here. I think I like the other one, this one. Yeah, I like this one better. I'm going to blend this in to this corner. And oh, look what happens when I mix that blue and that red together. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So coloring on wet paper is all I'm doing. So red and blue. So red and yellow right here. Oh, this needs to be sharpened a tad. So I went and sharpened the yellow. I'm going to have to use it really easy on the side like this. Like that. And then what color am I going to put in here? I'm going to put green. I'm going to put green there. I'll get some lime green over here. I'll get some darker green up here. Like that. But I think I'm going to draw this down over here a little bit. Still. Then I'm going to take the paintbrush and I'm just going to start mixing these together. I want this more of, I want to be able to see these purples up here. I better rinse that. I got a little water on my table right there. And a cloth. And I'm going to rinse. I'm going to do this. So I've done journal pages where I use my watercolors, my actual watercolors, and I think that they turn out a lot better. I am going to go through now and dab this up because I want it to be really a little bit paler on the bottom, like that. There. So I have some really pale color down on my page. I wish I had my regular watercolors here because I like doing a wet page and just blobbing. And with the pencils, yeah, I'm not sure on my pencils. I've never been quite sure of them. I've played with them 2 or 3 times, but that's fine for me. All I want is a little bit of color in the background, just a little bit. So I'm gonna let that paper dry. I'm gonna go make myself a fresh cup of coffee. We have some people here and they're putting new soffit all around the house on the outside. So it's hot out there. I'm going to go see if they need a drink of a bottle of water or something. And when this is dry, I'll be back. So this isn't quite dry, but it's drying and it's getting paler and paler and a little bit of the red's coming out, but it's not as intense. But it doesn't have the movement that I want it to have. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to take my water. I'm going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to take my water and I'm just going to spray a puddle. And because this will all wash off. This is a tile. My husband made me this table and this is a big tile. It's really durable. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to take my blue and I'm just going to go like this and drag some water over here. And then I'm going to do this. Just like that. I'm not sure how to use these. I don't have a palette here. I don't have anything, but I'm going to try to make it work. Yeah. Let me see. I don't have a large variety of paint brushes either. So I'm wondering, can I pick this up on here and just drop it on the water? Maybe I can. Or the water on the paper. And then I want it to just run. Come on, run down my page. I want some of these. I want some of these on my page. I want that to be, I'm going to move some water up here, make a little puddle on its own, and make that a little more intense. I'll have paint all over my tabletop when I'm done. It'll just I'll just spray some cleaner on here and wipe it off. This is kind of what I want to do, and I can do this really easy with my little tubes of watercolors that I have. They work really well like this. There. Oops, I'm not even on frame. Sorry about that, guys. This is what happens when I'm trying to hold it up. Whoops. I want to get enough in there that it starts to run. I don't have a thicker paintbrush to pick this up with. See, the struggle is real. Let me just put this on here and bang like that. See if I can get that to start running. See if I can get it to start running down the page. Need to just make the bubbles big enough, the little drips. Get enough water in them and they'll run. So I'm going to kind of do that with a couple different colors and just dab it on there and let it run and see what happens. So I'm going to make some little wee spots on my table to mix up some paint colors. I'm going to do it off here to the side, and I'll be right back when they're ready. Okay, so I have a little puddle of red, and I never thought I'm going to just try to use the big paintbrush and see how much I can soak up with the big paintbrush and see if it'll just go on here and then drip down. There, that's better. That's kind of what I want. I want all the water and pigment to come out of my brush and just land on my page. Just like that. Okay, now it should run down. Oh yeah, look at that. There, I'm just banging it. That's cool. Yeah, so I want these little lines running down my page. And what shall I do? I'm going to do a green one here and let it run down through the yellow, I think. So let's do this. Let's soak up as much as I can with this big brush. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I want you to see this. So I'm just going to put it here, and I'm just going to press my paintbrush, and that'll get it out. It's not how I usually do it, but this is going to work. There. Get it in all on here. Everything that's on the table, I'm going to try to get on here. And then I'm going to give it a little bang like I did the other. Oh, isn't that cool? There. Let me just wipe that up. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I like that. That's a little bit more interesting to look at. It's not art. It's definitely not art. But I want more red and blue. So that's what I'm going to do. So a little more water there for the red. And I'm going to add lots of pigment to it again on the table like I did the green. So I'm really rubbing onto the table. I don't know. Let me see. So here, see, I'm just pressing down and rubbing into that puddle. Just wearing that pigment off the end of the pencil. Making that a nice puddle. There. And I'm going to do the same thing in the other little puddle with the, I think I'm going to put some dark blue over that. So I've got another little puddle here, and I'm just going to do the same thing. See how the pigment comes off into that puddle? So I'm going to make myself some little colors, and then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to pick them up with the brush. So I'm just going to wipe my brush off. And I'm going to pick up some of that red first. And then I'm going to get my page flat. I don't want anything to screw this up. I just want that paint to puddle here and then drip down. That's better. I'm getting paint now on this paintbrush. And I'm going to do the same thing with the blue one. Just going to pick up as much of this off here as I can. Let that run. And then I'm going to just rinse my brush off, and I'm going to do that some more with the blue. Now this is, I used a light blue originally, and this is a darker blue. So this should show up really, really well. I didn't have as big a puddle for this. Let me add a little water to that. There. Okay, let's watch it list drip down the page. There. So I'm going to dab a little wee bit of this off the bottom here. The green and the red turned to brown. Of course, that's what they were going to do. Green and red don't go together very well, so I'm just going to dab up a little bit of that. And let the rest of it dry. Now I can come back and journal in here and I'll be happy. So, messy, messy day. I have fun though. And people ask me what I write in my journals. So I don't write, I try not to make it like a diary, like this is happening and that's happening and the other thing's happening, as much as I like to just write down how I've been feeling about what's happening. So that's my journal. That's how I get my feelings down on paper. So I'll write on this and then come back and I'll give you a little bit of a peek. But there won't be much in here that will be personal stuff, just more feelings. And I guess that's personal enough. But there won't be, you know, specifics in here. I think is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to let this dry now and then I'm going to come back. If I had the, is that going all the way through to the back? Yes, it is. That's okay. Who cares? So yeah, this will all dry up and it'll be good. I'll be back. So this is what a page typically looks like when it's done. I will just have a bunch of, on this particular page, I just chose to write on the diagonal. I feel for some reason like I can get more in like that. After the page is dry, I actually took it and blew it dry with my hair dryer because I'm impatient. It takes only a couple of minutes. And after the paper is dry on this paper, just feel, or just listen. You can't feel, but just listen. It's soft and textured, even after I've added paint and ink and what have you to it. This is still soft, like smooth, and yeah, there's no texture at all on this. It's crinkly and it feels awesome. So there you go. That's how I journal. A few people have asked. I will typically journal a couple times a week. The whole process takes me 15 minutes. I mean, it took me longer because I had to mix these paints, but usually I just blob a little paint, add a little water to it, and then just drip it on my page. Or sometimes I'll just blob it on there and then go like this and make just big, I'll just move my book around like this and blob it on and let it run, and then where it doesn't go, it doesn't go. Other times I will collage a little bit of paper on here and journal. If I don't have much to say, I'll just journal in between it if I'm just feeling like collaging some papers on. So that's most of my process. If you want to see more of stuff like this, let me know in the comments, because I really don't mind sharing. And yeah, so that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that answers the questions for the people that had contacted me and wanted to know. So bye-bye for now, everybody. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go do that now, and I will see you all in the next one. Stay safe and have a great day.